Welcome to taking an Amtrak train across the U.S. with my friendly David here, who watches the channel. We're going to be boarding here shortly and taking this thing to the termination in Seattle. So it's great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
And yeah. Atlanta is stairs. There is an elevator here, but it gets some lineups sometimes, and here we are.
I really enjoy your content.
Well, thanks so much. It's that means a lot. It's nice to hear. You know, I'm gonna be back and forth down in the south here for quite a while, between Canada and here. So
Yeah.
what's your job in the Amtrak world?
So I'm in the claims department.
Oh, like in the baggage goes missing, or
No, like when people jump in front of the train
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
and then like slip and falls, like all the track workers,
Oh yeah.
if they get hurt on the job, we have people get electrocuted by the electrical lines.
Oh
Like,
my god.
like tripping on the rocks and like
Yeah.
police officer claims, like when they have to like detain somebody, they get hurt doing that.
Yeah.
So I work in the legal department, so
Ah.
yeah, I've been,
Well, sure beats chasing down lost luggage.
Yeah.
You said with your claims, I thought, well, baggage claims, I didn't know quite. Legal claims.
Legal
That makes
claims.
more sense.
yeah. Much more interesting job.
Well, probably pays better.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go all the way down. Hard to believe. 2010 Room 6 on the old Amtrak. Let's let the party start and then promptly go to bed. Okay. 2, 4, 6. 2010 Room 6. Huh. Okay. Here we are. This section of the trip, I have a roomette. The train is leaving exceedingly late, past midnight. But I knew ahead I should bring some foods, and I packed a little beverage because I knew the bar car would be closed at this hour. It's pretty basic. Like, we're looking at Crummy Station right now. I'm gonna show a better view of this thing in the morning, but yeah, I'm gonna finish this beverage, eat a little bit of a sub, and then we'll do like a full tour in the morning. This rolls into DC tomorrow at around 2 in the afternoon, and then I might actually get to see some stuff out there too, and do a little bit of a non-camping with Steve experience. But I refuse to put this one up until I've had a regular camping video. I'm not going to film too much because it is dark, but the roomettes here, they're across the hall from another room. You got these things, and I'm traveling with a friend. That's the best way to do these roomettes or bedrooms. You can get them as a single traveler, except it's a waste of money unless there's somebody there for the other bunk. So we're here. I'm gonna be up there tonight. Gonna dig into the sub in a little bit here. I've become a fan of some of the chains in the US that we don't have in Canada. Good morning. As the first of what's going to be many nights on a train. It hasn't even been 8 hours yet, so I'm pretty tired, but they're coming around with some breakfast. You can go down to the dining car, or they can bring it to you here, and that's what I'm doing. Up on this top little part, there's not a whole lot going on. There is a window on these trains, There's a little pouch to store your stuff, somewhere to hang your stuff. Get some fan there that's gonna mess up the audio on the video. Then there's some storage right up there. But I gotta wake up. I'm tired, but I still have to do it. There are not many stops along the line, but that's okay. We can see all we need to right out the window. Today's breakfast features a 3-egg omelet, suspiciously small for a 3-egger. Some sausages, appetizing little things, and some potatoes. No. Breakfast is actually not bad. Not quite what it was on the Via Rail in Canada, but I'm not complaining. I was really hoping to showcase an awesome adventure, but with any mode of transportation, a red-eye train or flight or anything that you're boarding in the darkest hours of the night is not going to be that great for the first day. So there are a total of, I think, 3 or 4 nights on the train. We're going to take a break in DC, and but anyway, I'll just show you what this is all about. Now, there's a million of these tutorial videos all about Amtrak online, so I'm not going to go into detail as an educational way. I just want to show my experience with the trains. So first things first, this is the menu. The menu on this one. They vary slightly based on the train. Now this is a roomette. It's not like a full bedroom, but it's better than coach. Because in coach, they're pretty good seats. They're better than the airplane seat, but they're still like, you don't want to sleep sitting up. But anyway, so yeah, believe it or not, this is what it looks like. There is a toilet right here. So if you're traveling with somebody, you really got to be comfortable with them if you're going to use this. Otherwise, down the hall, there is another washroom that you can use. And see, this is little toilet papers here. So everything you need. Toilet's flush. Yep. So right here you can get your water. Cups, all sorts of cups here. These little 3 ounces, 2.5 ounces. And yeah, they include towels and stuff because there are showers on board. But we were only on overnight, so that's okay. The top bed here, that comes down. Man, they really don't want you to raise these up and down yourselves. I heard some old lady got seriously mangled trying to do that herself. But I'm willing to accept those risks myself. So that's really all there is to this. You got a couple of outlets here. I could not tell you how many amps those are good for. There's more luggage storage up here as well. So little harness here. They got these seat belt things, so that if the train rolls, you don't fall out.
Next station stop is Manassas, Virginia. If Manassas is your destination, you're going to exit where you see a member of the crew. Manassas, Virginia, coming up.
Oh, you heard the man. So that's what we got here. This is a it's a Viewliner. So the Viewliner trains, they just have one story. The other ones have actual rooms on the bottom and on the top. Those ones don't really have windows for the poor person that's upstairs. This one did, however. Last night I had beautiful views of every little town we went through, and I sleep pretty good on these trains too. Even today I got a little bit more of a sleep because I didn't have a lot last night.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the station stop is Manassas. This is your station. destination from.
So this is not.
Where there's a uniformed person to the train. Also, for your cafe car, this is a 30-minute service call. 30-minute service call from the cafe car. Cafe car will close temporarily upon arrival into Alexandria. Cafe car will close temporarily upon arrival into Alexandria. If you would like any snacks or beverages, now would be the best time to come ahead to the cafe car to the rear of the coaches to purchase your items. We do take card, cash, and tap pay. Cafe car closes temporarily in 30 minutes.
Okay, I couldn't have said it better myself. She explained all of that. There is a cafe car. Anybody is free to use that. In Canada, when I was on those Via Rail trains, you had to be economy class to use that economy class little concession thing. I think they just didn't want people going back and forth between sleeper class and economy class. But now, the food here, they're trying their best. The 3-egg omelet was pretty good. I've actually tried almost everything on this menu, and a lot of it wasn't my cup of tea. It's you know, Amtrak is it's a government run. Okay. I pretty much tried every lunch and dinner option on this menu aside from the salmon and the vegetarian option. So it's not really my cup of tea, so I like to hit that other concession thing where I can get, you know, microwave cheeseburger, the Hebrew National hot dog. Those are all there, so you're never out of luck. But you know, the beef burgundy, I think these are a little ambitious for public transportation meals. A normal burger would be phenomenal, but you know, still for public transportation, government-owned Amtrak, that beef burgundy, albeit tough, was flavorful. So I'll do a little train walk here before we arrive at our destination, and that should be good. Don't want to forget anything. I guess one thing I'll say about the sleepers is there is room for luggage. You can cram it in here, but I would check it. I would check anything you don't need, because these are not huge spaces. But let's see what's out there in the rest of the train. There's some little coffee stations sprinkled throughout the sleeper cars. So, this is a shower. I took a shower on the last train, and that was a challenge. There, like so. This is the type of thing you may want to bring. Some flip flops getting in there. They do have towels in the rooms. Restroom, changing table, all that stuff, but there's way better channels that show way more detailed stuff than I'm showing. This, again, is just my experience with this mode of travel, and I do like it so far, but I have to say, I kind of like the Canadian version, the Via Rail, a little bit better. Try not to get anybody on film that's just a passenger that doesn't want to be filmed, but I'll see what we can see. There is like a dining car, and there's a little viewing car. Check that out. Yeah, so there was a lot of people in that dining car, and I don't like filming random people, putting a camera in their face. So we'll show you the one on the next train that we're gonna head on. They're pretty similar, and then there's a little viewing car. It's basically, you know, one of those panoramical view things. So that being said, I'm gonna slowly get all my stuff assembled here, all my souvenirs for Dave back at the acreage, and something for those cold winter nights.
If Alexander Station is your stop, please gather belongings above and below you. And the exit where you see uniformed personnel. All the doors were not open, so please find uniformed personnel. Thank you. If Washington Union Station is your stop, please gather belongings above and below you. And the exit where you see uniformed personnel. All the doors were not open, so please find uniformed personnel. Also, we coming to Washington, D.C., we will switch from diesel power to electric power. When we switch from diesel power to electric power, the toilets will not flush. So, if you have to use the bathroom, do so now. Just jump up, push your neighbor out the way, stiff arm him, roll him over, head straight to the restroom, and go now. Just kidding, not really. Just kidding, not really. Just kidding, not really. But if you don't do this, politely push your neighbor out the way and run to the restroom. There's a special technique where you can cross your right leg over your left and pinch it off for the next 15-20 minutes. Did you just say that? Yes, I said that. Pinch it off for the next 15-20 minutes or go now. Also, please stay train side, please stay train side. After we switch from diesel power to electric power, the toilets will not flush, and as soon as they get the passengers on, there's only going to be one or two, because there's no mandatory layovers. After they have this little layover here, that's going to be back on its way to make up some lost time. So remember, you left the train did not leave you. Thank you.
That guy needs a YouTube channel. I really hope I got everything. We gotta find way off the train. Gotta find uniformed personnel. It's not all doors will be open.
Okay, next train here from DC to Chicago. Here we go.
Huh, room number C. Unless it's bad.
Check a moment, you'll find a text for your card to see if I can prove you were in your room.
He films me, I film him. I haven't got a full tour of the room yet because our meal has shown up. Room service right to the train car, which is great. You can go to the dining car, but they do seat you with random strangers, and it's kind of hard to film that way. So anyway, I mentioned this before. I got this beef burgundy. Comes in these little things, so it's like one of these, you know, pre-made meals. This is, my friend's got the enchilada. Comes with some salads, some rolls, dressings, various condiments, a little butter for the rolls. So that's okay. And I'm trying it again because this one might be better than the last one, which was not as tender as I'd hoped for. So I'm just gonna set you guys down over there and see if I can take a taste of this. So that's it. We got some fairly large chunks of this, the beef that last time I found was not very tender. It's actually not bad. I might have had an off batch last time or something, but this would do. Yep, not bad at all. Guys, I'm going to eat this. The one thing that we really liked last time, these butter cakes, amazing. We're bringing these with us. We're saving them to give to people because they're so good. And with every meal, I think with dinner, basically you get a complimentary beer and or wine and or spirit. So gonna chow down on this. This looks good. This, I don't know. I'll get the review on that. This card is here that says, if you see something suspicious or unusual, say something. I don't think they're talking about the food, but you know, I don't think Amtrak police are supposed to be called for a suspicious or unusual meal. Keep that in our back pocket. The update on the enchiladas are not bad, and considering this is very likely the same government company that's got catering contracts for schools, prisons, and hospitals, it is not that bad. It's less offensive than I was expecting by far. The train is remarkably smooth. I was expecting a lot more clickety-clack, but they're all welded rails. It's really nice. Okay, this room is amazing. It's similar in ways to the other rooms we had, except it's like twice as big. So the other rooms would have been like one of these little seats here, and then you got the door right here. This one, double the size, and it's got your own sink right there, shower combination, toilet room and shower room right there, ample storage up here for belongings. This thing up there, this whips down into a bed, and then this one swings out into yet another bed. There's storage. You got cupboards down here with toiletries, cups, garbage. This one's got yet more things. A closet here, which is pretty big. Now I'm using that to store a little backup food, because I'm never 100% sure how the meals on these things are going to go, and I don't want to be stranded somewhere. And even the backup menu, there are little microwavable things in case the beef burgundy wasn't as good as it was. You can get those, except sometimes you gotta have cash for sure, because that credit card machine can be down. But look at that, we got another little chair there. I don't know how that goes. The guy's gonna come and tuck us in at 11. I said turn it into a bedroom as late as you can. It's not that hard to do ourselves, but there's that thing where some old lady apparently derailed a train trying to do it herself, or that's an urban legend, they told us. But charging ports all over the place. We got a couple here. Keep that all the way cold. Reading lights, you name it, we got it. This little guy flips down into, just like on the other one. I don't know where we're rolling into now, but all right. That's pretty much it. It looks like this big mirror here in that door, that it goes to, like, those could be conjoining rooms from here to here. So that would be pretty sweet. Like, I can imagine what that would look like from here. But this is the way to train travel. I only got this for like this segment of the trip because it was pricey, but I wanted to check it out and show people kind of what it's all about. And get a little bit of a break from the more coach style sleeper. But I'll show you the bathroom here. It's a little cramped in here. I'll show you what I can. It is a combination toilet and shower stall. The drains right in the bottom. If we sit on the throne here, we can see there's a toilet paper compartment here. Little plastic guard to keep it not getting wet from the shower. And this is exactly what I should put in my school bus. That would do a good job for my needs. Oh, shower curtain. Don't smoke in here. Yeah, it's it's extremely basic. So that's all there is. The toilet has various instructions. When you flush it, it goes through a process, and that'll wake up anybody you're traveling with. But that's what we got in here. Good morning. I will say that it is easy to sleep on a rocking train for me. That's not a problem. But the mattress is a bit thin. Look at that. And it is on another cushy one down there, but I'm a side sleeper, so I need a little bit of softness to my mattress. But pretty good. I'm gonna start my morning vitamin regime and kind of enjoy the morning views out the window here. Pulling into Chicago here, and it's a fairly big rail yard. I can't quite see the skyline of the city up ahead, but it's there. We'll see that eventually. Somebody filming the train. They're filming me. I'm filming them. A lot of these cities, the larger cities.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now arriving in Chicago's Union Station. Once we come to a complete stop, you may detrain. Again, we're now arriving in Chicago's Union Station. Once we come to a complete stop, you may detrain. This is Chicago. Final stop, final stop. For the Capital train number 29. All passengers will exit.
A lot of these bigger cities, they got the stations underground, the terminals and the stations, and it looks so good for stealth camping down here. Risky and dangerous though, so I won't do that. A little bit of a layover in Chicago here. In between trains, if you're sleeping on one of those little roomette things, there is a little lounge which serves some fine local Chicago brews. And we're gonna load up. Also grabbed a little bit of backup food because the train can run out of certain meal items, and this route has a flat iron steak on it, which is a very ambitious meal to try and serve in this way with no grills on board or anything. It's pretty much just a warmed up food tray that's already got the steak. And they ask how you'd like the steak, so that it's a cause for concern. But we'll be boarding here shortly and just hanging out, waiting for the next leg of the trip. It'll be a couple of days, 2.5 days, I think, and we'll be in Seattle.
Line 1, anyone for coach? Line 1, roomette straight ahead.
Track 19.
A bit of a walk. 21. Oh, yeah. 21, okay. Okay, so another little room like we had before. It's really not bad. It definitely beats being out in coach, but it is pretty cramped. Trash down there. Fortunately, underneath of this luggage storage, there's a little bit to store the other bag with the emergency food that I brought along for just such an occasion of the flat iron steak.
We also have a community shower downstairs as well.
Community shower.
Most importantly, our dining car is 3 cars in the opposite direction of travel. The sightseeing car is 2 more cars past the dining car, so that's 5 cars if my math is right. You do the math, not me.
It's a lot of cars.
5 cars in the opposite direction of travel will be the sightseeing car / cafe car. The dining attendant is going to come through to get your dinner reservation, so you don't have to worry about that. They will come to your room for that. They will make an announcement before they come also. So listen out for that.
And then?
Also remember that shoes are to be worn at all times when walking about the train. Shoes are to be worn at all times. We want you to get to your destination how you arrived here. So please, please, please wear your shoes. Also, there is no smoking aboard the train at any time. We will have fresh air stops and smoke stops on our journey.
And then?
That is all for now. If anyone has any questions for me, I will be coming to each and every room to introduce myself a little bit more personally. So if you have any questions, please save them for me. I will be making my rounds. Thank you.
All right, she's gonna work her rounds, and I'll get back to you with an update as we start moving down the track. This room does not have much of an air conditioning control, but we asked for them to turn it down a little bit. The hallway is nice and cool, so we got that door open, but the windows are sadly a little bit dirty. In fact, quite dirty. I don't know how that's going to work on film, but I don't even really like looking out of it. The last time when I had a floor on the lower level, I actually just grabbed some Kleenex and washed the window myself so I could film a little bit better or see a little bit better out of it. But this one might be iffy. Looks like we might be rolling into a thunderstorm in a little bit here, and hopefully that could wash the window off. The excellent part of all these sleeper cars is they have outlets so you can charge stuff up. However, they kind of dangle there precariously like those hotel ones, those plug-ins attached to the lamps or on desks. Just a slight bump and they fall right out. So better than nothing. I'll take it. Charge this thing up, and temperature control knob does nothing. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's a big, nice dome in the middle of somewhere. Just about pulling into Milwaukee. It's a very aquatic looking place. Boats, etc. Oh, I think that's a Banksy down there.
Left side low, left side.
This looks so classic. Ooh. I want to go on that one. The rainstorm has begun and hopefully it washes these windows off, but we are flying at probably 70, 80 miles an hour right now. Fooled by that flat iron steak before and everything else on the menu. I got the hot dog, the all beef Hebrew National. Actually looks pretty good, smells great. Featuring kettle chips. Mustard on this thing. And I got a cheesesteak for later. Should this not be ample enough, but yeah, the other meal is a chicken parm, I think. Okay, that chicken looks good.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Portage will be our next stop. Portage next. Leaving the stairs center of the car that you're in downstairs to the train. You're doing 2 stops at Portage. First stop for our sleepers up front. Second stop will be for our coach passengers getting off. If you're heading to Portage, center of your car downstairs to the train. Portage next.
Portage. There you go. And these look like hickory sticks that we have in Canada. Similar, but without all the hickory flavor. But I'll give a mediocre review on that later. Okay. Chicken is pretty good. Fresh vegetables. Mashed potatoes are pretty good too. But that's what I'd expect on a train, so no complaints about this meal. I'd get this over the flat iron steak. A little calm after the storm.
To put together by myself, but lucky for me, I had my Sheila who came down and started assisting me. I'm still going to have to do some work tonight, but I have it open and running, or ready and running, for you to come down and make purchases. Now here's the thing. Once I get my system reset, if you have an attitude because we're late opening, please don't come down the stairs. We're not going to do that today. This is a positive environment. It will be eventually when I get my head together, because I'm frustrated with having to do this. But I'm coming. I'm getting there. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I haven't had any today, but it's okay. We'll get it together. Now, this is a tiny, tiny space. When you come down the stairs, you're going to make a left, and there is a sign that says the line begins here. No one should be in front of that sign unless you're at my counter space. Placing in order. We keep the aisleway clear. We keep the entrance clear to the stairs. It is the safest and most efficient way in and out of this cafe. Any event of something happens out of the ordinary. Also, if you see a box at the top of the stairs that says cafe is temporarily closed, you know what that means? That means the cafe is temporarily closed. Do not yell down the stairs. Do not jump over the box. Do not come down the stairs unless it is a dire emergency. Otherwise, you have crew members all throughout the train that you can go and speak with. Now, I usually say when I take my breaks, I'm probably not going to get one today because I've been setting up this cafe, but either way, when I take my breaks, I'll say, please listen for the reopening announcement. I'll usually eat my meal, and then I'll restock the shelves. I can't really give you an exact time, and here's the thing, don't try to set your clock around my schedule. I can't even set my own clock around my schedule. When I say listen for the reopening announcement, this is listen for the reopening announcement. Train railroading is what we call patience. You disconnect, reconnect with everyone on the train, you sit back and you relax and you allow the crew to do the hustle and bustle. I do make announcements throughout the day to let you know I need to take a break, I'm tired, I need a mental health break, I need to circulate my blood break, or I may not have time to get there, if you know what I mean, and I may just have to run quick break. But I will keep you informed as we go through our days here. I'm trying to waste some time while they reset my system because I'm going to let you guys in. So there's crap everywhere, boxes and trash and all this other stuff, because I was trying to hurry up and get this thing going. We're not going to fill up the cafe. If there's too many people, I'll send you upstairs. When one comes up, one will come down, and we'll take it from there. There's a blue sign here. Line begins here. Do not come in front of that. There are menus on the table. We do offer sandwiches, cold and hot, sodas and juices, cocktails, beer, and wine. Bring your government-issued valid IDs with you. You must be 21 years of age to purchase alcoholic beverages. And also, we reserve the right to refuse sale to anyone that we deem should not be drinking alcoholic beverage. Public consumption of your own personal alcohol is not permitted on the Amtrak train. You must purchase the alcohol from the cafe or the dining car unless you're in your private sleeper accommodation. Because you have an attendant there, you can go ahead and drink. But in the public, if you're in the coaches, please do not bring out your own personal alcohol. We'll ask you to put it away, or you may even confiscate it from you. I'm just getting started, so bring your smallest bills down. We are accepting cash, credit, debit, Google, and Apple Pay should work, hopefully.
Ladies and gentlemen, on a lighter note, the dining car is calling for 7:15 dinner reservations. 7:15 dinner reservations. If you have one of those reservations, please make your way to the dining car and enter the door to be seated. That's it. Thank you.
Cheeseburgers, Hebrew National hot dogs. There's a stromboli, cheese and cracker trays. There's wine and beer and
It sounds really good.
Asian noodle bowls, Greek salad,
They've had
breakfast,
some
lunch, dinner,
minor
whatever have you. This
difficulties,
is an all-day menu. This cafe will close to
but I will
11
advise.
p.m. promptly. So if you plan on
I will
making any
advise
purchases,
if you're
now
taking
is the best time to do so. There's no sitting downstairs. There's no restroom downstairs. All of your restrooms or toilets or the loo in the respective cars where you board. This is the Empire Builder Train 27. My name is Lorraine. Will become very familiar with me because I'm the only cafe attendant. And now the cafe is open and serving. Cash to the front, everyone that's doing credit to the back. Too many people upstairs. We'll do one up, one down. Also, if you did not hear that announcement, Trails and Rails is on board. They're in the upper level sightseeing lounge, ladies and gentlemen, giving you information regarding the park, district, and all of the information on our ride to Minneapolis, St. Paul Station. Cafe is now open and serving.
Okay, so I'm excited to get up there. The cafe is open. Another reason on these trains, I bring a little backup food. And bring cash too, because sometimes the debit is down. If you're in a cell phone zone that doesn't work, they won't be able to run your debit card through. But so yeah, it sounds like there's going to be a bit of a lineup at that car, and I'm just going to let them work through that lineup because it sounds a little stressful right there, and we're going to let them relax a little bit, and then I'll casually wander in and perhaps order a beverage. That rain didn't clear the window off much at all, and they may as well leave the horn on because I love that sound. But there's so many roads here, country roads as they are. It honks more often than not. There's another one coming up here. See, I thought we left the country roads behind in West Virginia, but apparently that continues well on into Illinois. Oh, they're fixing it up. We're in cheese country, guys. This is not a drill. Swampy. French toast, it's supposedly a thing about trains. I'm not too sure. But I normally have more bacon and eggs for breakfast. I mean, it looks good.
Good morning, everyone. This is your sleeping car attendant, Kayla, speaking. I am going to head on my breakfast break this morning. If anyone needs anything before I head that way, please just press your call button and let me know. If not, I shall return momentarily. Thank you and good morning.
Okay, yeah. Taste is good. I'll say there's not a lot of egg on this French toast, but that's okay. The flavor's there. It tastes like they're using real whipped cream too. So I'm gonna make a mess of this, and then we'll get organized for the day. Made it to the plains of North Dakota, and this goes on for a while like this. We should be to the Rockies by this evening. This part kind of goes quickly because, well, okay. Made it to the vast plains of North Dakota. This goes on for quite a while because it's a lot of the middle of the continent. We're traveling night and day, and we're making pretty good time. This is up to 80 miles an hour in parts, maybe a little quicker. So we're covering a lot of ground, and we should be into the mountains of Montana by this evening. So something a little more exciting to see. But there's a lot of beauty in these plains and the prairies here. We'll be coming up to some interesting features, more of the floodplains. There's some badland kind of things. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Lunch has arrived, and they have a decent looking cheeseburger on the lunch. You cannot mess up a cheeseburger too easily. My friend here's got a patty melt, which looks like such, and actually looks better than the burg. I'm gonna hold on to this for maybe a little later, but lunch has got the pretty specific hours, and this may turn into part of dinner. This is like hospital rules. If you're in a hospital for an extended stay and you cannot get outside food, eat everything they bring you, because you're going to need those calories. Like, I was in a hospital for 2 weeks once, and that's what I had to do. The first day I didn't want to eat my rice pudding and this weird stuff and the fruit cups. No, by the third day I was eating everything they brought me. So I'm going to get settled here, and then I'll run to the washroom and get cleaned up, because it's the time of day there's probably not too many people using the shower. So it's planned for now, and we're still in the beautiful prairies. I want to be positive about Amtrak in my experience here, so I will not say anything bad. But we're stuck here for a little bit. They're waiting for a new crew because the tracks are too hot, and so we are stuck here. There was a stop before this that we could have probably known. They had to switch crews, but so we're sitting here with questionable air conditioning, waiting for the crew change, and so we will not get to see the mountains in the daylight. But that's okay. Like, on the way here, there was a problem with the tracks as well, and we got to take a Greyhound bus instead of the train right through the mountains. And, you know, just the laughter of children, and it was still a fun trip, but just different. Anyway, somewhere in Montana, waiting for a crew change. Cheesy breakfast. Their scrambled egg breakfast is pretty good. This was on the menu today. Some cheese on there. The train travel is not this romantic, sanitized Instagram version you see. Yesterday was interesting. I'll fill you in on all of it, but basically I stopped filming yesterday when none of the toilets on the train were flushing. So, it was really interesting. You have to plan ahead. If you can bring backup food on a train, bring the backup food, because if that menu, like if they run out of something, it's just not there, and there aren't stops that you can get somewhere. So if you're a vegetarian or something and rely on something on that menu, you're gonna have a bad time if you don't have some backup food with you. But it's a vegetarian thing, happens all over the place, not just on trains. But on trains, you are a captive audience. Bring cash, because sometimes their credit card and debit card machines are not going to work. And then if you were to want something else that's like not on the menu, you got to go there. It's not going to be, you're not going to have a good time. A lot of the things you're going to want to see, the train goes past them in the dark. So, you got to kind of look at that. If you want to see the mountains specifically, or some specific part in the daytime, you got to look at that schedule. Now, on the way out here, we got to take a Greyhound bus through the mountains because the train was too late to arrive there, so they sent us to Spokane on this bus, and they were gracious to provide a little snack, but you know, it wasn't a train. There was no lounge car that served beer. There was no private rooms. You know, we were beside a lovely woman and her child for that trip. But a lot of things don't go as planned. The train runs late a lot. There was at one point where I'd looked at the menu, and that flat iron steak just was... I found it an ambitious meal to put on a train menu. A burger would have been fine, but the steak was just... I might have got a bad one. They might be pretty good, but the one I got just wasn't. So I didn't want to risk it. After that, I planned to order some food from on one of our stops, and we got there, and they couldn't get an Uber driver there, and so I had to cancel the order. But anyway, I'm gonna eat this breakfast. We're arriving at the destination. I didn't film tons of scenery because a lot of the time that we're awake, this train is going through like the prairies, and it all looks the same. Beautiful, but doesn't make for great video. So I will continue on with the raw, real, unsanitized version of what train travel is really like. And guess what? The floor is wet. And I don't know why. We're definitely getting into some... Oh, here's a tunnel. We're definitely getting into some more serious mountains here. Probably the coastal range. We're just coming through a mountain pass here. And then it should be smooth sailing all the way into Seattle. And I'm hoping for a little bit of that cool ocean breeze blowing on me, because it's been a hot month. Made it to good old-fashioned Seattle. Back on solid ground, not a moment too soon, because my curiosity regarding Mr. Train has been satisfied for now.